What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the A Show, the Kings of Pro Wrestling podcast. I'm here with Meelz. And Meelz, I'm feeling violent today.
Why violent?
I'm watching Baddie South, and I think that show has a negative effect on people's brains.
Oh, you don't? You think? You think that this generation of America didn't come up on the Bad Girls Club and just started? Now that's why we got the final evolution. Like, oh my god, this is such a great fucking comparison I'm about to pull out now. And this is the second time we're talking about anime. My Hero Academia, right? You know how criminal society is now formed, and now we have this like extremely bad person.
Yeah.
Shigaraki, formed off of how society and heroes and false idols and stuff like that. That's what Bad Girls Club has done to America. And you know who's Shigaraki?
Yeah.
That chick who hangs out with Blueface.
Right. Krishan.
Krishan, yeah.
I am fascinated, and I'm frightened and also fascinated by this character because
Okay.
there are moments on this show where someone will say something to her and I'll say, you shouldn't have said that. I'll be like, don't say stuff like that to her because she's going to beat you up. She's going to fight you. She has gotten into 3-4 fights in a gang fight already. Like a
And
team.
what episode you're on?
7, I think. This isn't Baddie's ATL because she tried to bring it back with the OGs and I guess it was whack. She was like, I need like new people. Natalie Nunn is not a moment has changed. I'm like, you have a child, you are fighting online or fighting on Zeus. Well, still online. And I'm watching. I've really binged it for the past couple days, and obviously I've been watching the shit from there. Like my wife was watching the Bobby Lights. He's from Love and Hip Hop Miami show. Obviously we have Zeus, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go on Zeus and see what's up today because I'm paying for it.
I guess, yeah. What option could be not pay for it and absolve your life from this?
This is her whole life: is Sims, Zeus Network, wine, and housewives. This is my like general life.
Sims is Kiki Palmer been tweeting about Sims, and I'm like, yo, you really playing like Sims out here? Like
No,
for real, for real?
we've been playing Sims allegedly because niggas have
Oh,
been playing it for the past however knows how long.
God knows how long. Gotta look it up. Let me look it up.
Back
Ever
to
since there's been the internet, there's been Sims.
back to Krishan.
Okay.
There's a moment in the show where it's a cliffhanger too, so they're smart. This girl
Will
says
she beat her ass? I don't know. Find out next time.
this girl says to Krishan. I'm watching it last night. The girl, so one of the girls was invited to the show. She doesn't come to the show. She took the money and ran, and no one could find her. And so Natalie's pissed. She has to replace her. She finds a girl to replace the girl. It takes her 3-4 episodes to do so, right? And within this time, there have been fights. There have been someone outing someone for being an escort. And then so the new girl comes in, and there's already so much tension in the house. And Krishan's like, she says, basically, she opens up and says, hey, my name is whatever, Scotty or something like that. I run the South. And Krishan's like, yo, why would you introduce yourself like that? And I get where Krishan's coming from. She shouldn't have got up and been like so mad about it. This is like wrestling, by the way. But the girl shouldn't have been like, I run the South, right? So the girl says, so what's up? And I said, oh no.
That's always bad. That's always bad.
Okay, if it was any other girl on the cast, I would have been like, oh, this is gonna be hilarious, right? It was Krishan. I said, no, don't say that to her. She is going to haul off. And I think I made the mistake of watching the Blueface show before I watched this.
What, the prequel, apparently?
This is the Baddies is the prequel.
This is the prequel? This is okay.
So it's a whole Zeus universe, by the way. It's a Zeus universe mostly employed by former Love and Hip Hop stars, reality stars.
I mean, if anyone knows the formula on how to make this work, it's apparently them.
And they
clearly
know the camera angles, all of that stuff. So I think I woke up today on Krishan time. on Krishan type of time. I think that I've been watching really toxic online people, and I think it really is affecting my mood.
I mean, that'll definitely happen. So I suggest that you watch something completely lighter than this. You might have to go back to like watching like PBS just to chill out.
It's like
Like,
like when they put people. Have you ever seen these like shows or movies where they put people in a chair and strap them to a chair and they keep their
of
eyelids open
course,
and they make them watch just like the worst of the worst, like the Hiroshima bombing? That's
this
me.
was an this was an episode of Boondocks, by the way. This is like an old episode of Boondocks of Huey watching hours of reality TV or something along those lines and being like, "What's up, nigga?" Da-da-da-da. Like, so the fact you're experiencing this to me is hilarious. Um, so you were saying you don't recommend anyone spend hours of a day binging Baddies South?
I would never not recommend that.
Oh wow.
That's
Okay.
the
All
thing.
right. Okay.
That's the thing. I would never tell you not to do that because I did it. I would never tell
All
you
right. All right. All
because I
right.
also been watching. I also been watching MILF Manor.
All right. Okay. Well, all right. Let me. Is this on the same network?
No, it's on TLC, which is the Learning Channel, or it used to be. They don't really express that it was the Learning Channel no more, right?
What does TLC stand for now?
I don't know. I can't even make like a joke because I don't even know what. Because it's just 90 Day Fiance, Seeking Sister Wife.
This is the same shit that happened to VH1, and it's happening to every other network.
That's the thing. Zeus is really just VH1 without a filter, and they can't fight, and they can fight. Because in VH1, I remember watching. I was watching Black Ink because I wanted to see how they would handle the Caesar situation. You know, Caesar like kicked the dog or whatever.
Hmm.
He got fired. So with the episode, 2 episodes before that, they get into a fight, and the producer. You know what I hate about reality TV shows too, Meelz? That the producers are getting camera time. They're getting themselves over now. That's
I
the worst.
mean, that so when producers do that, that usually initiates the seriousness of the situation. That's usually when it came out. I remember the first time I ever saw a reality TV producer come out on the show was on Battle of the Sexes, Real World Road Rules, where Puck spit in David's mouth, and David was trying to get him kicked off the show, and everyone was like, "Yo, why you wilding? Like Puck was just here," and he's like, "That man spit in my mouth, and he's not kicked off the show." And and Justin Booth had to come out and be like, "Hey," and then everyone vowed to quit the show if Puck got kicked off. So Puck had to stay on, and David was the one that went home. Really ages poorly. Now that you think about it,
Yep.
white man spitting in the black man's mouth, and everyone else sides with the white man.
Yeah, I ain't want to say it, but hey,
Hey, hey, man, listen.
I ain't
Hey,
want to say it, but so the producer comes out on Black Ink and says, "Y'all know that if we fight, they will shut this whole shit down." And I said, "Oh, that is the reaping what you sow of these shows and how it's happened because they make sure in Love and Hip Hop now to stop just short of a swing of somebody swinging on somebody because Love and Hip Hop used to be live."
yeah, absolutely. Well, most reality TV used to be live. Remember Freddie versus Ness on Making the Band?
Yeah, I mean, yes. That was a 20-minute with commercial break fight. That was Monday Night Raw.
Give a real chin lock. It was man choked him out on national TV.
I
And
saw
listen,
I saw a black man turn purple on that episode. Okay?
and the key thing is let them fight. Let them fight. Let them fight. They have to get it out. I'm not even mad at it.
But yeah,
Um,
I've been watching a lot of I feel like I gotta tone it down because I've
in
it,
your head, is it going? Dum, 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 dum. You look at something and you just like dum, 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 dum. Gotta
no,
fight.
no, this is the song that goes on in my head. You ready?
Go
I'm
ahead.
play right now. I'm playing the song right now.
I didn't even hear it.
Wait, you didn't hear it?
No, I didn't hear it.
Hold on, let me
Just
switch
play
my
it from your phone. Play it from your phone, man.
I wanna play from my phone, man. That sounds so ghetto. I don't know why Zen's been C blocking the life, my life here. Hold on, this is what
Hey
I.
man, don't get mad at Zencaster now. You on one. You on edge, baby. Dun, 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 dun.
Why you keep saying? But you gotta respect it though. I think
No,
that like
absolutely.
I think that in general, I'm grabbing my cord here because I don't want to like
Okay,
play with my phone.
sure.
I don't want to like play it to the speaker to the phone. But I think that in general, you got to respect like black people hustle. Is that they know what niggas like to tune into, and that is fighting. I think why I love wrestling so much is because it was just fighting. It's just niggas fighting
I know you love fighting because when you watch anime, you're like, yo, when does this start getting popping? Like they doing a lot of talking
every
this
time.
episode.
Every
That's you.
time.
They doing a lot of talking, a lot of exposition. Where are we going with this? How long do I gotta wait till the fight?
Why
All
when
right,
y'all
I'll
be
just wait
watching
until
them?
that episode.
Y'all be watching them dating episodes, them dating mangas. I'd be like, niggas just dating. They ain't fighting.
They not. It's real dramatic though. Real dramatic. Shout out to Blue Box Gang. That's
Dude, but
Cyrus, Jamal,
in
all
okay,
these.
Blue Box is just about hoes and dudes.
So the plot of Blue Box is that it's these two kids. Um, this guy really likes this girl, and they go to the same school. But then, because the girl's parents move away, she gets to move in with the guy because her parents just take her in. You're like, of course she can stay with us. So now he's living with his crush the entire time. But this other girl actually has a crush on him as well, and it's a little bit of sports stuff to it too, but that's where the whole drama pretty much resides. And like, will they, won't they, will they start dating, will one of them profess their love to each other? Because the other girl was starting to like get feelings for this guy, and the guy has been had feelings for this girl, but like everything is standing in the way of them being together for whatever reason. It's really like it's fake, and like there's a lot going on.
Okay, this is what's going on.
Okay.
This is the life, this is the life, this is the life, this is the life, this is the life.
This is what's in my head all day.
Nigga, all right. Okay. Well, listen, I need you to take a step back from reality television show, the women of reality television. And I need you to jump back into this world of wrestling because I want to let you guys know I'm here. I have my Mountain Dew Pitch Black sitting right next to me, a 20 fluid ounce bottle of Mountain Dew Pitch Black, 280 calories, 75 grams of sugar. I am interested in however this thing will taste, but we'll taste that when we get to the predictions of the Royal Rumble. But speaking of the Royal Rumble, I think we absolutely buried the lead with 20 minutes of Christian talk.
13 minutes.
13 minutes. Nonetheless, Royal Rumble pool. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment that you guys been waiting for, that you've been asking for. It is already live. So in case you were wondering, like, when is this going up? Is this going up on Wednesday? Is this going up when the show goes up? Now we changed the rules a little bit this year. It's live now. It's been live. And if you're watching this on, the public one, it's been live since yesterday. So make sure you head over to our Instagram, instagram.com/TheHORNC, and you declare yourself for the Royal Rumble pool. You can only do it on Instagram this year. That is the big change this year. We're trying to promote the Instagram. We got some great content on there. We also have a TikTok. You can follow that as well. Um, TikTok is way more loose than Instagram. I'm like, God damn, like we should have did this from the start. Um, but Royal Rumble pool, listen, the winners, like every year, will get an opportunity to be on an episode of the A Show. And hopefully we do it in a timely manner as opposed to last year. We spent the whole year trying to figure out when we're going to get our guest on. But that's because of us. We're very selective with the times we record this show. So it's a very interesting process. But Royal Rumble pool, you guys can enter 2023. This is our 5th year doing this. So shout out to us. 5 years of Royal Rumble pools, 5 years of winners, 5 years of people that I've met, and now we form relationships. Remember, Armand was a Royal Rumble pool winner, and look at him now
Yeah.
with Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Far more famous than us.
He's way more famous than us. Shout out to my guy Donnie Smooth. Like he's got his own amp, radio show now, and he's killing it. Um, Darius, he's always been a lawyer, but I'm assuming that he's won more money since been on the show.
Where is it? Where is he?
Nah, he's out there. He's lawyering up, man. He's lawing up. He's bossing up. He's doing this
I might
thing.
need
He's out
him.
here.
I might need him to help me with my taxes.
He might. I don't know if he help you. Maybe if you don't pay taxes, he might be able to help you. But and I don't even know that. And then of course, Rob, our first winner last year. We had Petty and I want to say Duggar was a winner.
He was. We just had him on this. Whoa, no. Yeah?
Yeah,
Well,
he was a winner last year.
yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
yeah. Yeah, Duggar as well. So listen, anybody can win, and there's a bevy of life changes that come from you being on the A show. This is a show that everybody's been on. Roman Reigns has been on the show. Ricochet's been on the show. The Miz been on the show. Um, Most recently, Apollo Crews, Ricochet, all this other stuff like that. So this is a place you want to be. This is a place you want to be at. Make sure you guys declare for the Royal Rumble pool only on our Instagram, instagram.com/THORNC. Okay. What else we got? What do we got going on this week? This is a very busy week. This is Royal Rumble week. This is the kickoff to the road to WrestleMania. And yeah, I mean, we're in the go home stretch. What do we got going on this week, Justin?
We got a lot going on with No Holds Barred this week. I mean, I would be remiss to start the show without, I guess, like really just sitting down and talking about a big loss that we had to the independent wrestling community. Jay Briscoe passed away last week.
Nuts.
Yeah. Again, right after the show, pretty much. But he passed away in a brutal, just terrible car accident last week. It was he. It was Jay. Not Jay. It was Jay and his daughters, his two daughters. And I'm trying to find like the best way to, because it's just such a shitty way to just explain all of this, because again, like it's a terrible incident, but like with his daughters in the car, I'm like, it could have been like way fucking worse, And one of his daughters was in critical condition at one point. I think that she has regained consciousness and regained a lot of her motor functions as well. So prayers up to them. But just a huge loss that just came out of nowhere. When you think of the Briscoes, Meelz, you think of how many teams and wrestlers that they've intersected with in the past 25, 20 years. And that's from Kevin Owens to Sami Zayn to Seth Rollins to Jay Lethal to the Bucks to, all of these people that they've crossed paths with over the past, 20 or so years. And you could just imagine how many people that are on TV every single week that affects.
I mean, this is, what's crazy? I think mostly my independent run kind of, my divulge, into the world of independent wrestling kind of ended before I got to Jay Briscoe. So I've seen very few matches of his, but I know, I mean, you can tell from basically how everyone else is appreciating this man and giving respect to this man. And even the fact that his, just, the news of his death has sent ripple effects across the whole wrestling industry. I mean, whether you're AEW, NXT, WWE, everybody is paying their respects to Jay Briscoe and everything that he's done, because at this point, he was part of an era that featured so many of our favorite stars. I mean, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Jon Moxley. I mean, a lot more people on AEW, quite right? Adam Cole and all this other stuff like that. Like, he's been a major figure in pro wrestling, and most recently, had that series of matches with FTR. And Quan and Cyrus said it best on their show last week. Like, if there's a way to kind of like, if it all does have to end, and we never know, it's all unexpected and stuff like that, but you just know that he gave his best every time, just based on even just his last match that we all saw from him. And it's a sad situation. prayers out to the family. His family has received a ton of support. They were, raised well over the amount that they've been trying to raise for like hospital bills and all these other stuff like that. Um, and yeah, it's just a loss for the community. Anytime this community suffers a big loss, it's definitely hard, especially in the wrestling community, since it's so tight knit. Um, but yeah, and you know, wow. All right, thank you. Um,
Is it construction? Are
I don't
guns?
even know. I I don't. I honestly, nothing is surprising me anymore. What the hell happens outside my window? But most recently, in terms of recent news, they just announced that tonight, if you're listening to this on Wednesday, tonight on AEW Dynamite, there will be a Jay Briscoe tribute match. Um, Tony Khan announced on Twitter after pretty much an entire week of um, news of Warner Brothers doesn't want the Briscoes on their show, doesn't want them to be featured in any kind of way. Tony Khan tweets, tomorrow, Lexington, Kentucky, live on TBS, Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal, requested by both men to celebrate the life and legacy of the late great Jay Briscoe on his 39th birthday. Wow.
39. You know,
39.
these guys were young. They started wrestling. I think that there was like a big thing where it was like, yo, they were wrestling and doing stuff when they were like, in their teens, when they weren't supposed to be wrestling like grown ass men. Like that's how long they had been wrestling. And these guys were prodigies. They were they had, I mean, some of the greatest ROH champions of all time. I don't want to get too much into the minutia of the why and the what happened with Jay and the comments. I really just want to talk about like just a wrestler, but like it's I do I feel like it would, you can't not talk about the reason why he wasn't on TV, why they wouldn't allow him on AEW, why WWE wouldn't sign him. Like I know this doesn't affect the impact he had on other people's lives, and I know he also apologized for it. You know what I mean? But he said some comments, and I think that was what hindered them from being where they should have been. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the worst thing about it, is that like a lot of people won't know or don't know about how big this guy was. And I'm talking about like on a mainstream level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the one thing that I'm just like, it sucks that no one will ever really get to see. And then also looking at Tony Khan, like we need their old matches. We need them up. You know what I mean? And obviously there's optics issues with those. They used to wear like Confederate flag shorts, but the matches were good, and these are guys from fucking Delaware, man. That's just really how it is. But they're one of my favorite tag teams of all time, and they literally just had a classic match like last year with
Yeah.
FTR. So that just shows you just how hard and how high of a level they were still working 20 years in. And that is just, it's a terrible loss, man. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. Next little bit of news. All right. There's everything. I mean, maybe they're catching the guy who was banging on the thing. WWE 2K23 officially unveiled, and the cover star is none other than the man, the icon, the legend, some would say the GOAT, John Cena. Listen, WWE 2K23, where are we at with this? First of all, there's a pay-per-view going on in our Discord on 2K22 all the time that we need to get like aired or syndicated or something along those lines. We need clips of this. But WWE 2K23, what about it have you seen that excites you thus far, gaming man?
And shout out to the 2K, crew in the Discord. That's so many people to name. Mark, Tyrell, Cornell, Johnny Barnes, Armand, Rube, all of them. They are insane. I'm like not touching that game until 2K23 comes out. But what excites me the most is, and shout out to Cornell as well, that they did their thing. Just the rollout of that was just fantastic. The commercial with Bad Bunny, the reveal that Bad Bunny will be in the game, the John Cena, the floating hat thing, I thought was just genius. Again, tying in such a timely and classic meme into a game where it's like making it feel fresh. You know what I mean? I think the marketing is just A1 there. I think I'm really excited about the John Cena angle. The fact that you'll be able to play the showcase mode where usually you always play as matches where you win, but playing a mode where Cena will lose. And I think it's interesting to highlight Cena's losses in terms of like this is a I think a lot of people did the LOL Cena wins a lot, but Cena lost some big matches before.
He's lost big matches. Don't get me wrong. He didn't lose a lot.
He didn't lose a lot. Not saying
No.
he lost a lot. I'm just saying that people kind of overshadow the times where he did give RVD the rub, or you know what I mean. Like he did lose to Batista a couple times, or Roman, stuff like that. Like I think that those help make guys. That's why I'm hoping that they have the Seth Rollins SummerSlam match in there, because I thought that was another one where I was like, wow, they actually let Seth beat Cena, and I was like, oh, Seth's the top guy now.
Well, listen, I'm sure there'll be some mini game where you have the German suplex John Cena like 18 times um, without him getting out or something along those lines. But listen, it sounds like a fun game. I do not currently have a next gen system. Are they still called next gen system, or was the last gen next gen?
No, well, it's current and last.
Okay, all right. I don't have any PS5s. I'll say that. Um, so I don't know where we'll be with this one, but I look forward to watching it. You know me, I'm on YouTube. I'll watch the game on YouTube. I don't care. Um, that's how the kids all get their stuff anyway. Uh, so we have that. Another set of big news this week. It's WrestleMania season, so you know the WrestleMania rumor mill is definitely doing a lot. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, we've seen him working out. We've seen some things like WWE's interested in bringing him in for Los Angeles again. 38 went so well. Why not 39? He looks to be in much better shape than last year. Not that he was in bad shape last year, but he's just looks in better shape. According to Fightful and Wrestling Observer, at least 2 different major matches have been pitched for WrestleMania for Stone Cold Steve Austin. One against Roman Reigns and another against Brock Lesnar. Neither of these matches we've seen before ever. Would you trust Stone Cold Steve Austin to pull off a caliber of match against one of these or both of these opponents? If it does lean towards Stone Cold Steve Austin against one of these opponents, how do you necessarily feel about the rumors, and like, do you think he could actually pull it off?
I think he's too old for one of them. I think he's too old for both of them, actually. Honestly, listen, man, like that report's weird and funny because it's like I'm pretty sure he gets asked he's been asked since last year of a lot of names that he could face at WrestleMania because they see that he can go and he sees he can go and he probably wants to do it again. Roman, I really just I feel like that was a case of do you want to do it? Should you do it? And I feel like Steve is like smart enough to say no because that's like a guaranteed L for one, and they already have something moving for Roman that I just don't think you would break for Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, he's already facing the guy with a stunner this weekend. You know what I mean? Like it just it wouldn't be right, you know, and he'd have to take a spear and he'd have to do all type like Roman matches are high drama theatrics. You know what I mean? And it's just like I'm not saying he couldn't do it, but it's like
A little bit of athleticism too,
yeah,
a little bit.
there's athleticism with it as well. Like you look at Roman matches, it's not really, you know, it's theater, it's taking bumps. Even Roman's bumping. For he took the bulldozer bump. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
You don't think Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to be perilously standing on one table while Roman Reigns jumps across the other table and spears him through that table?
No, he's not gonna do that.
It's not gonna work for me, kid.
I can do that.
Brock Lesnar. How about Brock Lesnar? I feel like this is the one that's a lot more manageable considering I think Brock Lesnar is from the era. A little bit from the era. He's not totally from the era. There's still like a little generation gap between them, but it's not that deep as Roman Reigns is. I mean, the generation between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Roman Reigns is a little bit far, and that's why when you bring up these athletic matches, that's why I really couldn't see the Roman Reigns one. But to be honest with you, if they wanted to go Brock Lesnar, I wouldn't be mad at it at all. I think
Why
Brock Lesnar.
are you considering this?
I'm not considering. Well, I'm not considering this. I'm just kind of like ideating if it was going to happen. Like if this was seriously going to happen, I would say that Brock Lesnar is the better pick, and it would still be a great. I think it would be a great match if it did happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
He gets hit with that German. What you gonna say?
I heard Brock got the safest German out.
If he likes you, I
Yeah,
no, but no,
like,
I think he likes Austin. Again, I think that this is something where we get half of the report or we get half of the story of like, yes, in a creative meeting, in a meeting between a star, the caliber of Steve Austin, yes, you're going to get that, but this is what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Didn't they say that Austin was going to get AJ or something a couple months ago before he got
I
injured?
heard
It was AJ or somebody.
AJ. I mean, all right. So what about? Gosh, would this even be? What about John Cena?
We heard that one too, right? Yeah, we heard that one too. But it seems like Cena might get Theory.
It seems like listen, showcase mode. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was funny the reveal of the 2K, and this ties into to 2K as well because I was like, y'all like the marketing for that is usually very much connected to like things that happen on screen. Like when Brock showed up or Goldberg showed up, it was very much like in service of 2K putting that game out that year.
Absolutely.
And I was like, y'all gotta like Cena's popping up a lot. What y'all think about that happen? You know what I mean? Like that type of shit. But um I don't think Stone Cold and Cena would be a bad match either. I think that they're both safe enough and can make a match good enough where they don't need a lot of the athletic stuff anymore. Because I don't know how athletic.
PWG Cena.
Yeah, no, you're gonna get in that, but you're also not. You know what I mean? You're gonna get brawler like a brawl match, where they could make it no disqualification. You know, let's take it there. But
I feel like if Triple H could still wrestle, he'd be like, "Sign me up."
right.
um,
We'll see what he gets at Mania. I just feel like this was kind of like a, you know, it is what it is.
do you think he will have a match at WrestleMania this year? How about that? Do you think he will have a match?
I am 70% sure. So that is pretty positive that he will.
Ooh, okay.
70% sure. We have a lot of we got a lot of clock left, and it's still only January. So we got a
I
lot
mean,
of.
yeah, his match wasn't announced until like pretty much like February, March last year.
Yep. It's like March 5th or some shit. I think I literally just watched that video the other day.
Hey man, listen, you don't have to sell me on Stone Cold Steve Austin. If you just announce he's gonna be there, it's already enough for me. So, but I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin WrestleMania. Um, we got a very special kind of segment that we got here. This is the first time this has ever happened. We have now, we have NAOMI Watch. NAOMI Watch this week. Where's Mercedes Watch? I don't know. She's kind of on ice until February 18th. There's really nothing going on for her right now.
I saw people saying like, oh, it's so weird how her some tweet that was like, you know,
She's dying in wigs or something. I don't know.
the hype had gone down for her, and I was like, you know, no, this is just the normal New Japan kind of cycle that
Hey, man.
all of their wrestlers disappear until there's a show.
Absolutely. Listen, this is why I never knew when there was a show. You were like, Dominion's coming up. I'm like, Dominion? But they just had a show. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's how it is. Her work schedule is about to be so gravy for however long she's there. Like she, you know, she loves to like have the 30 days off. You get 60 days off. You know what I mean? Like she gets to work the way that she
Wow.
wants to work. The schedule is very lax over there. So good for her.
The shade.
Who wants
With
to
that
work?
said, who wants to work, right? Why can't we all agree? Who wants to work? Naomi Watch. So as I type this, you know, Naomi got a good like little, you know, she got a good set of pictures. With some photographer, very fashionista, getting her fashion on. But in terms of wrestling, Fightful Select news, because everybody's been asking, but what about Naomi? What about Naomi? According to Fightful Select, WWE officials are very confident that they'll get Naomi back in WWE at some point in the future. And well, let me find the actual. Or I want to find the exact words because this news has been aggregated, and this is the problem with, I guess, like Twitter accounts that just aggregate news. The news was aggregated to the point where the it kind of got lost in translation, and then Naomi had to step in and say like that's not true, and to which Sean Ross Sapp would say, "I ain't write that. I wrote this, and specifically this way with this specific tone because I am that." Um, but let me look for this. You're not interested in Naomi coming back, are you?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, listen, I'm just checking. Don't, I'm asking.
I am interested in Naomi returning because
Okay,
she's a great talent. I've
all right,
never had any problems with her work. I think
church,
I think people there love her. People there
talk
clearly
about it.
want her back. I think she's great.
Absolutely.
Um, I think the whole situation is silly. I think it's dumb. I think that if parties need to move on, they should move on. I'm just tired of the back and forth. I can't see how anyone could be wrapped up so much in this drama for almost a year. Let's just someone move on or someone come back. That's just really how I feel about it.
According to Fightful Select, Fightful sources have long claimed that not only was Naomi's contract close to expiring at the time of the walkout, but both sides seem excited to extend the deal. Specifically, Fightful was told by WWE sources that Naomi was likely headed to a new contract before things got derailed by that situation back in May that led her and Sasha Banks walking out. They claimed it would have been her biggest money contract to that point, which she's denied on Twitter.
Okay. I think the only thing to take from that is that they're confident the show could back. I like that's the thing. I don't think she was refuting their confident part. I think that she was refuting the contract, right? That's what you
Yeah.
took from it. Yeah. So like,
Nigga, they wasn't. Damn, I ain't talking about no pay like that.
where's my thing? If she's not at the Rumble, then what are we to say?
Yeah, that's what. Well, you're right. If she's
The
not at the
Rumble,
Rumble,
the Rumble seems like the perfect time to bring her back and put her right in in a prime slot to be on whatever show. She should probably be on the show where her husband is, so probably SmackDown.
hey man, he doing both shows at this point. So
Well, yeah, we don't know what it's gonna look like after Mania, but yeah, you're right.
yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Nah, I mean, I'm hopefully Naomi comes back. If she does not return at the Rumble, I would definitely have some concerns about what's actually going on and how their relationship and how these contract negotiations are going. But to be honest with you, I couldn't see Naomi anywhere else. She's done this for a long time, but I don't know if I could see her in AEW or New Japan or Stardom or anything.
Oh man, if she was in AEW, man, the Lion crazy,
Hey
Lion
man.
so crazy. Like it's so I don't know. I don't even want to get into that today, but
Well, speaking of AEW, yeah. Speaking of, all right. We've also got more reports according to the Wrestling Observer. Tony Khan has CM Punk on ice. Will not release him from his contract. He is chilling. They have not come to any agreement with this man that's coming back or any storylines or any of the rather. He is just chilling at home getting paid.
if you're Punk, does that make you even more upset, or does that make you like? Is that a worse situation? And equally, like I said before, equally bad situations from the other company he was at. Like, which to you is making him more upset? Is that they've moved on, was trying to sign him and doing little cute cheeky shit. You know what I'm saying? Playing with his name in his
Mhm.
hometown, and he won't let you out. You probably don't want to come back and work. I know there have been rumors like, oh, he's open to working it out. I just don't see that in him to do that.
Not for FTR. I mean,
And
I ain't coming
yeah,
back just for FTR, nigga.
and for the fact that like I do believe that Jericho don't want him back. I do believe that a bunch of people back there don't want him back. So that's why he's on ice. How long was his contract? You think it would have been? It would have been what?
I would say 3 years. I'm assuming it's a 3 year contract.
It would have
Like the
been.
big dogs
It would have been a year last year, right? Just one.
would have been a year. Yeah, it was only a year. So yeah, at least got 2 more years on this damn deal. And
Oh,
I'm sure Tony is just like, Release you for what? So you could heal up and go back to WWE and then make you like the star you are?
If it's 3, his options coming up, and
Okay.
they can refuse it, or he can just make him ride it out until 2024, which is like
That would be so stupid.
that would be
At that point,
so mean.
at that point, if he's truly keeping him within the contract, at that point, I'm going to try to start talks up again about let's see how we can remediate the situation
Yeah,
with all parties involved.
I just don't know if they would.
I feel like people would have to fall a little bit on their sword and apologize for things that they did or said or something along those lines, especially because I mean, we've talked about this forever. I still agree with I'm still on Punk's side in all of this because it seems like it was none of your business and you guys got involved anyway. Um, but I feel like if you really don't want to let him go, you have to. It's not going to be now. Maybe during the summer or something. Really start having those talks about like, okay, so what do you really want to do, and how can we fix this? Can we resolve this? Or if not, we're going to let you out of your contract. I mean, the worst thing he's going to do is keep paying this man that he's never going to feature on television for 2 years. To me, that's a massive waste of money.
I I just don't know at this point what the worth is, other than them getting like 1 million again one time of him
Mm,
coming back. You know what I mean? They seem to be harmonious at this point. I mean, everyone's saying the shows are better. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
everyone's saying they loving everything right now. I feel like if they're looking at it like that, you're adding another powder keg to the locker room again.
I don't know. I don't think the show has been better because Punk hasn't been on it. I think he would improve the show if he was on it.
I
I think
agree,
the
but
show has been better because they're actually now helping develop new talent in a fresher kind of way. They still need to figure out their main event scene, what the hell they're doing with that, and a lot of stuff with the women. But I think they're giving a lot more people a chance on the show that they should have probably given a chance a while ago.
yeah.
Instead of having one MJF, they could have probably had like 3 or 4 now, and now they're working on newer stars. They ain't really got no choice. Ain't shit
It,
on
well,
going on the show.
well, when you get Punk back, then it's because of Punk. You know what I mean? The
Mm.
attention goes away. Remember, the time was getting eaten up because Punk was getting a match a week and a
Huh.
promo.
This is true. Um, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like those segments would perform. I don't even know the quarter hour breakdowns and stuff. I feel like those perform well. I feel like there's still definitely still value for Punk in AEW if he does indeed go back. And I think our memories aren't as we're holding on to this moment forever. If he comes back, people are gonna cheer. People want to see CM Punk. Um, but you know what? He's on ice right now. Mustafa Ali was on ice for a long time. He's back. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with CM Punk. I would
If
release him.
if that's the case, yeah, I will release him too. But if he does come back, then and Tony knows he's not going to resign, then you're back there again. You know what I mean? Like he like Punk is the Christian Rock of the AEW locker
Oh
room.
God. Dun, 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 dun.
uh,
Um, let's see. Let's head over to the shows this week.
all right, let's go over to
Please.
SmackDown. The
Yeah, go ahead.
SmackDown. The tag team tournament begins. It was a whole show of tag team matches on Friday. Bit of a change of pace. Um, I think that the brackets are promising. Obviously, you're getting the most talented teams into the semifinals already, but like I was actually pretty shocked that that Drew and Sheamus beat the Vikings. I know there's a lot more how do you say juice on that squeeze there. But I was shocked that they made this big comeback and then they got beat. But it's like obviously they're bigger stars. There were no chance they were going to lose that match.
Hey man, listen, they work in the Usos. Usos got contenders back to back to back to back to back. They're not slumping as champions by any means necessary. So I'm happy with the um the contents of this tag team tournament, I think like you said, it was definitely surprising, but I definitely think it's like, okay, they're the bigger stars, and I think it makes for the more interesting result. What other tag team match happened here?
Yeah, Hit Row
Yeah,
versus
Los Lotharios.
yeah, which was short, thankfully. I'm still not really sold on Hit Row, the tag team. I really think that Top Dollar should be like a singles. I really was kind of weirded out, not weirded out, but like amused, or I should say, by Cole like getting at him, getting the Top Dollar. Cole was actually getting at a lot of people on the show. The announcers, have you noticed the more like people are hearing the announcers talking now? Like Rhea
Well,
does it.
listen, Vince ain't in his ear anymore. Man, it was like, man, I do what I want.
Yeah,
come
I,
check,
I
come check me.
like Rhea went at KP this week. The constant Cole banter on Friday. I think it's a really nice touch to get them involved. You also had who else was on
Brawling Brutes versus
Brawling Brutes
Imperium.
versus Imperium? Yeah, that was probably the match of the show for me. Um, just four people that work together so many times, like they can make magic out of fucking thin air at this point, you know. But
Absolutely.
and then you had Legato,
Legado del
moving,
Fantasma defeating the Maximum Male Models.
yeah, moving forward. This is going to be a strong semifinal lineup. I'm wondering, since it's now Meelz, it looks like they're breaking the belts up. They're, without explicitly saying it, they're going for teams are not going for all four belts. They're going for the belts for the shows. Is that safe to say?
It is safe to say. It was kind of weird last night watching Sami Zayn hold up one pair of tag team championships, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess he's got to give them both." But no, they are definitely
They soft
it
broke.
needs to happen,
Yeah, they soft broke them up.
especially by the draft. I think because we didn't have a draft, you could extend it out this long. Um, but now that there's probably going to be a draft after WrestleMania, I'm assuming. Um, all more things to split up the damn titles. To be honest with you.
Yeah, we've gone a long time without a draft, but I mean, the tag team division needs that shakeup. I love that we're getting ever so closely to them losing. Like the near falls are coming way more often than they used to. It's like, all right, like I'm falling for. I'm biting on a lot of these, but I'm wondering who comes out on top here. There has to be some type of a swerve here, in my opinion, because unless you're gonna do the tag title match at Elimination Chamber, which after Rumble, you got what, 2 weeks until that, or 2.5 weeks until that.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
I would save it. I would save it.
Mm. I think which we're assuming Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, versus the Usos at WrestleMania. I think in that instance, you have Kevin Owens and Sami beat them for the tag team titles, and then someone will probably beat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for at least one of those titles. I don't
True.
think the Usos will lose one before WrestleMania. I don't think so.
So you think that the Sammy turn will come faster than that? Let's hold on.
Yeah.
Let's get to Raw before we do that. Well,
Well,
it all connects, right?
right. Because yeah, on SmackDown we had one hell of an ending. I was like, it's 9:54, and they doing what? I was like, please.
um, I thought the segment at the end of the show, KO getting the drop on him, it felt very Stone Cold esque.
It
Not coming
felt
out to
good. It felt
yeah,
good, man.
yeah.
This is what we've been waiting for years, bro. Like we've been waiting this for years. Like it's happened with Drew a couple times, but not to the extent of this, where it's like one man really gets the drop on all of them.
One of my
And
favorite bloodline come up was when Drew hit him with the Claymore and Roman was grabbing his mouth like he got fucking punched. He was on slap fight.
man, I was like, this never happened before. I don't know how to feel.
He sold the shit out of that Claymore. Like you felt as though the Claymore could really end Roman Reigns, and he was like, "Yo, that I didn't like that." And you kind of get the feeling here with the stunner taking him out for as long as it did, and KO standing strong, and
Put him in through a table.
KO has been an elusive guy for the past week. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't find him unless he wants you to find him. And I think that's a good, a good pathway to find, because he's outnumbered. He don't got no friends. And I thought it was great. He even gave Solo some. And now he's got a
Listen,
match with Solo.
hey, do you do it? Do you do this on this Friday? Do we beat Solo for the first time?
I would only do that if I would only do that if KO was gonna win the titles. I wouldn't do it if KO wasn't gonna win the titles.
You know what? Fair.
I would only do that if KO is gonna win the titles.
So probably Schmaz finish.
Yeah, if KO's not gonna win the titles, don't pull the trigger there. I'm actually into the who's gonna beat Solo thing, because all to me, all signs point to Riddle probably being the one doing it, because you have to give him a big one coming back. All signs point to me that Riddle will probably beat him in Elimination Chamber or something.
Or WrestleMania.
You're not gonna wait that long. Riddle gonna be getting his ass whipped for 2 months.
Hey man. Hey, yeah, gotta learn his lesson.
I would put Solo in the hunt for like a U.S. title or an Intercontinental title or something.
Ooh, wait, Solo versus Bobby? Solo versus Theory?
Yeah, I would put him in the mix of that, because if you think about it, he's like, I'm going to add one more title, because by the end of WrestleMania, the Bloodline is going to have all the belts, and that's the hook there, and Solo doesn't come through with it. So
I feel like they did that last year. I'm tired of that shit.
Well, they don't have the mid-card belt, so like now they have someone that could do it. And I mean, you could have it where Usos lose all the belts and Roman loses all the belts, and Solo's the only one that has the title or something like that. Like,
I can see that. Yeah.
You could continue the win streak, or you could continue the bounce back after he loses one time or something like that. Like his streak is reminding me of like Umaga's streak for that long time, except I feel like he's having like less squash matches and more like competitive ass matches, because obviously he needs the reps. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're in a different era, I think, just in general.
Yeah.
Raw 30, Raw XXX, Raw XXX.
So they changed the acknowledgement ceremony to the trial of Sami Zayn mid-weekend. I guess there were a lot of extenuating circumstances that happened with Rikishi, Afu, Sika, all of them. I think one of them got sick. A couple of people that just couldn't make it, and I think they did a good change to the creative here, because you had SmackDown end with Roman not necessarily being happy with Sami. Paul telling him, yo, you would rather him be with you than against you, which I thought was really good advice. And I think that Paul has kind of like the foresight to know that like Sami is way better being their lapdog than against them with Kevin Owens, because he knows what they're capable of. So it ended with
I feel like Sami about to get the drop right after Royal Rumble. I tell you that.
And that would be great, because again, he comes out again and he has another lapse of judgment but Meelz, Roman is the one who told him to leave. He said he told him to leave. So it wasn't Sami's fault that he did not come out at the end of that match. But of course, Roman is more narcissistic now. He's more crazy. He's more desperate than he's ever been. And this is how he saw it. So they had a trial for him. 40 minutes, non-commercial, no commercials. What would you say that it's fair that this probably fucked the whole show up?
Hey man, between that and Hulk Hogan's brain melting, for sure.
It seems like they always do this. They always do this.
Hey, breaking news. I don't know if this is relevant news to you, but it's breaking news. Brian Cage's contract with AEW is set to expire
today.
Matter of weeks.
Oh, that's why they're giving him reps against Danielson on TV, huh? He's out of there. Let's just be clear. He's out of there.
You better cut that shit off his head if you want to go anywhere popping. But let's back to the Tribal Chief. Nah, he's definitely out of there. But back to the Tribal Chief. This segment definitely, I think also the fact that it was commercial free, and I feel like this might have been, I don't think this is Triple H's first time booking a commercial free thing, but I think it was probably his first time booking it with such a long segment, because this segment I don't think it went longer than it should. I think it hit the right mark. But for the rest of the show was cooked. I think this segment knocked it out of the park. And I think it hit every point and moment that it was supposed to have, and it hit every beat, and it was well paced, but it just wasn't paced for this show.
No, it wasn't. It should have been on SmackDown where you can kind of flex that and it will keep that 2 million up. Listen, I'm pretty
Fox
sure
ain't doing no commercial free ass show.
I
They're
know,
like,
but
nigga,
like
what?
you could do it in the vein of a procedural because remember like old SmackDowns used to have really fun shows. Like
You're
old
right.
SmackDowns used to have really fun shows like this, and you could have had okay, we'll be right back after this commercial, something like that. Like you could have did that on SmackDown where there's less people there, and people probably feel a lot less bad about it. But like this was an anniversary show, you had a lot of advertised matches. I get it, but with this, something that I am glad they did was have Jay jump in because when he does that, it takes it away from a strictly Roman Sammy issue to a Jay Sammy issue, which is what it was. And remember that the Jay Sammy issue spun off into a Roman one with KO entering.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we've been saying we even had this conversation in New York. They need to differentiate these stories so people do not think it's going to be Sammy.
Well, we eventually not only did it spin off with Jay stopping Solo from, I guess, the metaphorically blowing his brains out, something spiking him in the chair. Like this is how we executing people on the Isle of Samoa. But then we had the tag team championship match up next: the Usos versus Judgment Day. Raw tag team championships on the line. Jimmy, who I noted on Twitter, my man just been flowing with wherever this fucking shit, wherever the segments flow, that's where he at. He don't say nothing. He don't do nothing. He just be dapping up Sammy, and that's it. He just be flowing wherever it's flowing. Man got fake hurt. And you could tell he was fake hurt because they brought two nobodies out. And it was like, yeah, his legs definitely.
Clearly wrestlers.
You were like, damn, he must really be hurt. I was like, bro, who are these people? Did you ask yourself that? These people in black shirts?
I was like, I know that's an NXT recruit. So they set this up so well too, because I was wondering where the Finn rib angle was gonna go, but it leads in a week and a half later to this angle where Finn's actually out of the match, but he got replaced by Dominic, and Adam Pearce said, I'll allow it for Judgment Day, I'll allow it for the Bloodline, so Sammy can be in Jimmy's place. And so they proceed to have one of the most dramatic 5-minute matches I've ever seen. Dom, I want to give him his flowers here, Meelz.
Okay.
Because
this is the first for everything. Let's do this.
Because Dom really looked good here. On time. Timing was great. Cardio was great. That's really one of my biggest complaints with him. He'd be always looking tired by like 10 minutes in. He looked good here. Just on point. Judgment Day were on point here. Damian Priest, we need to give him his flowers too. He's been working this year. Let me give it up to him. He's been fucking working.
Doing good. He's amazing. He's
been working.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you lead to Sammy and them eventually getting, because the thing is, if they lose on Raw, it's like it's over. Sammy's done that night. But Roman made it clear he does not want to see Sammy on Friday. Will we see Sammy on Friday during that Solo match, leading to Solo's first loss?
Hey man, listen. So I did this. I remember I was watching Black Wrestling, as I do on Thursday. Shout out to those guys. And I put in the chat, I was like, the bloodline is Rockefeller. If the bloodline is Rockefeller,
Sammy's Cam? Sammy's Cam?
Might go AWOL. Listen.
Sammy's Cam, and he's like, yo, it's 2 times for KO for taking over the Rock.
Yeah, listen. He's like, yo, where'd you invite? Who invited this guy? You know? Cam's doing verses with.
We didn't even talk about the fact that Jay had the footage queued up.
Hey man, come on now, that's his man's.
He had the footage queued up. Solo's facials as well. When he was looking at the prosecution, he was looking at Sammy like, word. It was so good.
Solo was there the entire fucking time.
Also loved Paul Heyman saying ECW is dead. And I want
they're wild. ECW's been dead for 20 years.
Said
Philly, y'all got more than that. Y'all got Joel Embiid.
Said
Yeah,
ECW's dead, and I wish the same for Sami Zayn. Holy shit, Paul Heyman, man of the year. He's starting off the campaign early.
had to extinguish that crowd. Nerve y'all chanting ECW 20 something years later.
And Chan Usi. And here's the thing: like, if they do
Uzi
this
is a little
correct,
different.
and you have two babyface factions that people can really get behind, and the Usos, and make sure it's the Usos beating up Sammy. For the love of God.
Oh, they're gonna be the ones who have to put the hit down. Roman
Yeah,
ain't doing it himself.
like they have to be the ones to do it. He has to look at Jay and say, "You got to handle this because I got insert Royal Rumble winner. We're gonna predict that later." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That it
Absolutely.
has to be that, and it was a great. It was, and I was kind of down on the multiple Uzi segments, but this to me was up there with the first one with the T-shirt. This was
Hey
up.
man, WWE Digital, if any of you guys hear this, just piece together a 2-hour video of all of this entire feud chronicle thing. Everybody gonna watch it. You're gonna have like 4 million views. I guarantee you. It's gonna be a feature-length movie. It's gonna be a
Mhm.
movie, baby. Viral.
Yeah,
5 years.
no, I I loved it. It was great. I watched it again this morning. That's how good it was. It's
Amen.
fire.
Amen. But speaking of good things, gotta talk about the bad. The worst thing that ever happened. The I can't believe WWE would do this.
All right.
We
So,
have a promoted match between Bayley and Becky Lynch, steel cage match, been promoted for at least 2 weeks now. But the entire crowd was subject to card subject to change. And card subject to change fuck the internet up. Suddenly now WWE is never worth a damn. Can't believe what they did to women all these years. Can't believe
it's
they
got to
would
be
not.
Vince. It got to be Vince.
Can't believe the
His
Bellas and
face.
it would not be thing in the women's revolution and stuff like that.
Let's get out one side out the way first.
Okay.
It's terrible. It sucks. I feel like this is not the first time Roman has overtaken a segment so long that it fucked the whole show over. This is not the first time. It literally happened a year ago when he
Yeah.
fucked him over again. It's not the first time. This dude goes over routinely, and and you could sense that a lot of the matches and segments, other than the DX one, which I'm shocked. I'm not shocked they got it. Probably got the full time for the whole DX thing, but I, I'm not shocked that the Uso segment went over, but they needed to get a lot of things out on that, so I get it.
Right. It's a
And they
big
were also
storyline.
they were also pausing a lot too, which probably stopped a lot of it. They were definitely pausing for effect on
I
that
know I
segment,
said commercial free niggas, but goddamn.
but
That's what Triple H said.
I think that if you couldn't deliver it to an injury angle or something like that, but on the other end, they could have just won Lacey Evans them and not have done it at all. They could have there could have been a lot of shitty ways to do it. I will not complain about them putting more heat on this feud, which needed it, sorely needed it, because now it's become Becky needs her win back and she wants her win back. And you could do another step from that. You could even really run the fucking steel cage back if you really wanted to. But
So
but
no, what I'll say is definitely I could see a lot of people's frustration, considering I do think a lot of especially women, watch these shows specifically for the women's matches. And there was an absence of that not only on Raw, but on SmackDown. So you kind of go an entire week about it. However, I do not think this is I think that there's a lot of, especially with this show, there's a lot of elements that are not normally for a Raw show. I think if
yeah,
this was a standard Monday Night Raw, you're going to have the match, you're going to have 2 matches, you might have 3 matches. But considering all the elements that you promoted The Undertaker, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, everybody to this Raw. This is the first Monday Night Raw without football airing since football season started. This is them trying to get it back. Y'all laughed at us. 1.4, 1.3. Listen, we need them 1.7s, 1.8s now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We
Mhm.
need to jump back up. USA is on our asses. So it happens, and it's unfortunate. But one, I think it was a good point made in our Discord. This is Becky and Bailey. Like it's like this isn't some schlubs who will never get this match ever again. This is Becky Lynch and Bailey. One of these people main evented WrestleMania. One of them had this long ass title reign. They're both stalwarts of the division. They're gonna get it back. I
Yeah,
don't think anyone has anything to worry about.
and they're gonna be in the Rumble, maybe, right? So it sucks. Listen, it sucks. The hyperbole, though, I don't. I feel like I don't work in TV, so I don't know how to time out a TV show. They should definitely know how to time out a TV show better. But when you got all those personalities on it, I mean, hey, that is what it is. But also, I'm not this. It's always like a deeper, darker meaning, right? Where it's like, oh well, you'll say this about one company, but another company, like, listen, no one does the women right 100% all the time. They don't. Sometimes they don't even do the men right. You know what I mean? Let's just be clear.
Men are the majority and women are the minority, so that's why
Yeah, of
it's
course.
a little bit different. So yeah,
And
it's a
when I say they don't do the men right, I mean they don't book compelling storylines at all for them sometimes. More often than not, they don't. And that's for both companies, all three, all four companies, whatever you want to do. They don't do a lot of the talent right a lot of the time. For someone as big as Becky, I think that I'm sure she looked at it and said, okay, it's happened before. We're gonna move forward, and I'm gonna do it my way, this way, whatever. Especially same with Bailey, who's a consummate professional. You won't see them complaining about it. Okay, so we'll see what they do with it next. Because if you know if they're solid and doing them a solid, then we'll get what they want. Like who knows? And we don't even know how long it was supposed to last. You know what I mean? But we do know that like we did get the Bianca and Charlotte segment, which I thought was really exciting to me.
I thought it was great.
It was very exciting. If they do choose to go in that direction, I think they should. I think
I
that
didn't
is
even know Charlotte was coming. I was like, okay, word.
yeah. It was a direction I wanted to see. I mean, a lot of the segments on this show, Meelz, were actually really fantastic. I like the LA Knight segment with the Undertaker and Bray. Um,
How
that
you feel
also,
about American Badass
well,
radio edit?
I think he wants to retire um that look.
Hey man, can't go on sneaker shopping looking like the dead man.
Yeah, I'm fine with him like wanting to retire that look if he wants to retire that look. So
Absolutely.
you have that, but I love the
Can't do
moment
podcasts as a dead man. You know what I'm saying?
exactly like in the moment he had with Bray was really cool. Um, really excited for the Pitch
What
Black
you
match.
think he told Bray? Come on.
I don't know. I can't imagine what he would have told Bray, but I could only imagine that he's probably really kind of like proud of him or something like that. Like the guy came a long way. You know what I mean? Like he's one of the hottest acts in the company. Like Taker was out there when he came out, and I know he heard that reception. It was fucking loud.
Mm-hmm.
They were ready for
Like,
him,
oh,
and
hey, Yoda. Oh, okay. All
oh, they
right.
fucking with you now. Like, they fucking with you. Like in LA Knight, another consummate professional, really good promo. Taker didn't have to say nothing. LA got over what he needed to get over, and again, rubbing shoulders with Taker, that's not a bad thing. But I want to say, like, if this was Vince, a lot of these segments, these young niggas would have been getting squashed.
Absolutely.
Like
I mean,
the
he'd still be Max Dupree, to be honest.
he would. Or
He'd still be Max.
remember he was off TV because they just couldn't get it right. They were like, just can't
Yeah,
get it right.
yeah, I don't like this. I don't like the cut of this nigga's jib. That's what
Oh
Vince said.
man.
I don't like this nigga.
The DX segment with Imperium coming out, the stare down with
Kurt Angle too, man.
funny. Gunther coming out with that. Like there was some really good stuff. I felt like it was really a fan service episode. Other than
Yeah,
the
man.
match, it was all fan service the whole night.
It was a special Raw. I think a lot of people tuned in. I saw people tweeting on my timeline who don't normally tweet about Monday Night Raw, probably because they're tweeting about football. So this first one without football, they wanted to make it big, and I think they did accomplish that. Lots of great stuff on the show, lots of great moments, and especially I think one of the better go home shows for Royal Rumble that we've
Yeah.
seen.
And you get the question of I was wondering why the US title was in the main event, and you got that answer because Brock Lesnar returned. Austin Theory retained the title. You got to think that these two are going to see each other in the Rumble. I fucking knew he was going to be in the Rumble. I think that's your declaration right there. I'm just waiting for them to confirm it. There's no way that he's there with them there in Philly, and he's not going to be there with them in Texas. Everybody was there last night.
Yeah, that would be weird if he wasn't in the Rumble. But to be fair, I guess Ronda's not in the Rumble, and people are questioning that. But we can talk about that
Yeah,
relatively soon. We can
yeah,
and we can move over to predictions right now.
yeah. Let's crack open that pitch black. Now we were supposed to both taste test the Mountain Dew pitch black.
I,
I went
talk,
I went to several Targets and several Walmarts over the weekend. It was not in stock.
okay.
The people there said they do not know when they're going to get more in stock. I looked like a fucking crack addict
First
asking
of all,
specifically for Mountain Dew pitch black.
yeah,
I
nah.
went to 7-Eleven. I went to 7-Eleven looking for this fucking thing. And I
And where you would think it would be, where you would think it would be. I feel like that would be the home for Mountain Dew Pitch Blacks.
exactly. They had the melon version. They did
I
not
was
have
thinking
pitch
about
black.
getting the rest of them. I was thinking, oh yeah, let's taste test. Let's see what the fuck is going on here.
So I will do a taste test as well when I do get the bottle or when it's in. I tried to do Go Puff. Meelz told me about Go Puff. I said, oh, I forgot about Go Puff. I put in a search for like 20 miles. I even put in the zip code for like LA. I have some friends that live within the city. So I was like, yo, if they can send it to you, I'll go get it from you tonight. If it's within the 20-mile radius of Go Puff within your, because it was in the radius of my neighborhood, not everyone
Right.
else's. It was nowhere to be found. Sold out everywhere. Sold out.
Should I try this shit?
Let's try before we start.
Okay. All right. I want to let you know. It looks purple, which is black people's favorite flavor of soda. So, okay. Oh, come on, Future. Okay. All right. Let's try it. Let's see what's happening. This is definitely Mountain Dew.
And if you don't drink Mountain Dew, that shit'll hit you like right in your chest.
This don't taste like no damn grape. It tastes like it tastes like they mixed grape Kool-Aid and Mountain Dew.
Do you feel like Bray Wyatt or Uncle Howdy as you drink it?
I feel like LA Knight right now.
Yeah, that's what your kidneys is doing right now.
Holy shit, hold on.
Your muscles saying, "Let me talk to you." You got the sugars, my brother. Let me talk to you.
Oh god, this is terrible for your health. And I bought two, so
Send one to me. Send one to me.
I'll send one to you, yeah, for sure. Or maybe our good friends at Mountain Dew Pitch Black.
This was
Could
supposed
send
to
them.
be a promotion advertisement angle, and it backfired badly.
Hey man, listen, if this is promotion for anything, is that people are scooping up Mountain Dew Pitch Blacks, and your ass needs to get one before the Royal Rumble. Or
Yeah.
find one. I don't know. It
Make
is
sure you
what it
watch
is.
the match.
Niggas are watching SmackDown and sipping their Mountain Dew Pitch Blacks, and you ain't. So
They looked at LA Knight on them insurance commercials and said, "That's our guy to shill.
that's the
That's
nigga.
that's our
Yeah,
guy."
we need that nigga right there. All right. Also, while we talking about Pitch Black, because it's the maybe we could parlay this into predictions. It's the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match.
Mhm.
How many more times in the future, under our regime of Nick Khan, do you feel like we will get match stipulations that are 100% sponsored?
I thought Beyblade was gonna give us one at Survivor Series.
Beyblade First Blood match.
I think multiple times. I think the future is branded content, and anyone that is, doesn't know who this company is. This is the company that was sponsored by Stacker for years and Slim Jim for years, and they had their own little shit going on with them. So it's gonna happen, but more on like a less organic. I mean, because this isn't organic at all. You know what I mean? Like
No,
seeing
not
the
at all.
seeing the Mountain Dew logo with this is just not organic. But again, it's putting it in your face. Like sometimes consumers don't want to see like hidden messages. They just want to see what it is. And
This is a test run for WrestleMania, because at WrestleMania we're for sure getting a
the Snickers Battle Royal.
oh yeah.
That's already
So-
happened.
oh, that's true. That's true. All right. Well, listen. NBA does it all the time. Everything is sponsored on the NBA All Star Game.
Yes.
Presented by Toyota Kia, the NBA All Star Game.
I don't know why people think wrestling's above this.
I don't think so either. Yeah, not to be honest with you. By next year, we could have with some fucking Purell presents the Royal Rumble match. They'll get in the ring with 30 niggas without disinfecting yourself.
That would have been a great gimmick for Moxley back in 2018 before he left. Remember when he was like, the smell.
Hey man, listen. So YouTube, we threw up our Royal Rumble reaction to the last years. We've come a long way, brother.
Yeah, that sound is absolutely nuts, and we
It
sound
is.
older now. So
Yeah, I agree, and more seasoned and more comfortable and all the
yeah.
other stuff like that. Let's get into these predictions, my man. Take us away.
Yes, first up, the aforementioned Mountain Dew Pitch Black match between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. Hard match to predict here because we don't know the rules of the match. We only know that it can be decided via pinfall or submission.
Do you think Mountain Dew will play a part at some point in this match? Will
LA
King be
Knight,
drinking it?
LA Knight will slip on the Pitch Black Mountain Dew, and because it's not green, he can't see it in the dark.
Some shit like that.
No slip on it. Look, this is a feud that has been going on for the better part of 2 months now, without a single match between the two. I'm actually shocked, Meelz, that so many people are still into this, and at least in the arena. To a point where they haven't turned on this completely yet. I feel like if you did this, at the peak of people being tired of Bray Wyatt, it probably wouldn't have got any reaction or some boos. But people are rightfully booing LA Knight and cheering Bray Wyatt, and that's what they want to do. I don't have any sort of prediction for what this could be. It's Bray Wyatt's first match back, so you can pretty much imagine that they will want him to win strongly here. There's the Uncle Howdy factor. There's probably some other random shit that could happen. I would expect full on cinematic shit going on here. I don't know what to expect, but I do predict that Bray Wyatt will win this match.
Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely winning this match for sure. LA Knight doesn't stand a chance.
And I hope that this moves LA into something else really cool on SmackDown. The thing with LA is that like him and Santos, and I think there's another mid card heel there. They're stuck in the Carrion, yes. They're stuck in a moment where they can't face for any title. Like they can't do nothing with any title because the Intercontinental title, a heel is holding it and they're heels. Roman has obviously got it on lock and they can't do much. They would flourish on Raw where there's like, to me, a more pronounced mid card moment there. And when Riddle comes back, that's your mid card babyface that they could all face. And I think that would be that. But Riddle is needed on Raw because he's that guy who could get everyone a good match, and he's at least going to give you a great 15-minute segment. And
people seem to love him.
And people love him. On SmackDown, that's a bit tougher. So after this, unless they're doing another match at EC, Elimination Chamber, I don't know where LA Knight goes unless they gift him and put him in the chamber, which I think would be a cool way to do it too. But we don't even know what the chamber match is going to be. So
very true. Very, very true. Yeah, Bray Wyatt, definitely, for sure.
Next up, Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. This is a feud that's been going on for the better part of this month. Had some ups and downs. Not gonna lie, I thought that the promo that Alexa had was very cut for time. It was a very cut for time promo. Stand in this room and just cut the promo here.
She looked great. I'll tell you that. Wow.
She had the Instagram makeup on.
She looked great. She was like, I got dolled up for the show and they ain't even use me.
They did. They just didn't need her live. But
she was probably recorded. It could have been recorded anywhere.
They did a stretcher angle with Bianca. They've done a lot of stuff with her. They've given her a little bit of a counterbalance of some adversity here, which is always appreciated in my opinion because that is a character that gets very little of it. But I have no doubt that she'll win this by Howdy Ference. I just wonder where this is going to be placed in the card because if it happens before Bray or after Bray, I just fear that people are going to be getting too much of the Bray stuff in one show, If you get what I'm
No,
saying.
you're right. I didn't even like consider that. Hey man, Uncle Howdy want to come out and Bianca whoop his ass too. You saw how she did damage control. You know what I'm saying?
I fully believe in that as well.
uh, nah. I mean, the direction of this match feels like so many that we've seen before. Supernatural stuff against the uber athlete who doesn't really believe in supernatural stuff. And by mere fact of not believing in it means it's not effective. So when Braun Breaker beats Joe Gacy or John Cena beats Bray Wyatt or anyone beats anyone spooky, this will follow the same suit. So Bianca Belair is gonna muscle, hustle, and thrust Alexa Bliss out the paint.
She said, "I don't believe in Uncle Howdy. I believe in God, bitch."
That's right, bitch. Holy water on that hole.
Feel me? You feel me? Yeah, Bianca's gonna win this. I do believe, man. If the women's title, the Raw Women's title, gets the chamber next month, I'm shook. I'm scared for her because that's a match that she technically doesn't have to be the last one pinned to lose. So
But she
we'll
got to
see.
be pinned to lose, though.
She gotta be pinned, but she don't gotta, it don't gotta be down to her. You know what I'm saying? She could get some fuckery happen and she could still lose the title. You know what I mean?
Ooh, gotcha.
So
Okay, heard you.
we could be, depending on the rumors that we've been hearing, this could be this could be her last month as champion. Almost a whole year, Meelz as a Raw Women's champion. Is this her I don't want to say it's her best run because like it's just so many extenuating circumstances. I feel as though like kind of stop what I feel as though it could have been a great run last summer. But I do feel like this is the run that they're gonna probably look back in the history books as is kind of being like the run that made her that star. I'll say that
Absolutely.
she's probably gonna have a bunch of little runs in the next couple years. But this
So
is the
Charlotte,
one.
so Charlotte just chilling.
She's just chilling, and I think
She,
I
she's
think we
like,
know
I'm
why.
not in the Rumble. I'm not. I'm here, baby.
I think we know why. I think we know why she's chilling. But next up, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Also, with the caveat that this is Sammy's final test during this match, whatever that means. Does this open the show or close the show?
That's what Welcome to New York City was supposed to be.
Does this open or close the show? I'm always a fan of the Rumble winner ending the show.
I feel like one of the Rumbles. Oh well, to be honest with you, I don't know. We can't do that Bianca Belair and that LA Knight shit close to each other. I don't know. This might open the show. I think this will open the show.
It should, right?
Yeah.
Because what if you open the show here?
And you can still do some Royal Rumble shenanigans a little bit later.
Exactly. Sammy fucks up or something, or KO enters, or something happens, and it's final. Or it's
KO
final.
beats up somebody and enters the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, or Sammy does it and tries to get the well, that wouldn't make sense unless Roman fucking loses, and Sammy tries to get tries to get him a title shot. But I don't know. I don't know where this goes. I think it's a foregone conclusion Roman's going to win, but I don't know. Here's the thing: the storyline implications to me here, Meelz, means way more than the win, and I wonder how they're going to tread and how carefully they tread so that they don't make it look like it's going to be a Sammy versus Roman thing because it's clearly not going to be. What do you think his final test is going to be?
Either way, I don't think he's gonna pass that test. I feel like I don't know what his final test is gonna be. I think Roman wins in spite of everything, but I think it's gonna be something with Kevin and just like
Hit him with a chair or something?
maybe he doesn't hit him with the chair. Maybe he shows some weakness. Maybe he shows some like, yo, like I'm just gonna leave because someone yells at. I don't know. There's a lot of things. It's theatrical. You know, Roman Reigns is a movie. Every fucking match is a movie. I don't know. And maybe it's best I don't know.
Well, I will say it seems as though they know where they're going. I feel like this time last year, Meelz, we had no clue what the fuck was what they were thinking or what they were doing. Like we knew they were gonna do Roman and Brock at this point, but it was like there was mad options for y'all. Like
Well, nah, they took the last year. They took the fucking most over the top route.
to get there.
Yeah, Brock beat Big E January 1st, then lose to Bobby 3 weeks later, then win the title back 3 weeks later, and then lose it back 3 weeks later.
They gave Brock just a random reign
for no damn near two. Shit, they gave him two
just for no reason. Just pops up. I'm gonna win the title today. I'm gonna lose it, and I'm gonna win it again, and I'm gonna lose it, and that's really where. And then I'm gonna disappear for a couple weeks, and I'm gonna come back, and then I'm gonna lose again. So that was a story last year, but I mean, it gave us an epic conclusion. I don't know. I don't know, but I do feel as though they know where this is ending, and they know where the logical conclusion is going to be at WrestleMania.
I expect Kevin Owens to have his best showing against Roman Reigns yet. I feel like he's earned it. I feel like he's earned at least a kick out of a spear.
Ooh, yeah. I like where you're going.
I feel like he's earned like, yo, you really got to like put this man down for the count. Like we're trying everything and he's not staying down.
He said, "I'm gonna die trying." So that's how he's feeling about it. Women's Royal Rumble match. Not a lot of people have declared for this match.
I think it's the least predictable one out of the two, though.
You think so?
Yeah. Who the fuck is winning this one?
So far as Liv Morgan, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, who have 30 people from her family there, Shayna Baszler, Zelina Vega, and Emma.
Yo, what if they had Raquel win? How sick would I be?
I feel like they mentioned the 30 family members there as a swerve so that it will make you think she's gonna win, and she comes up short.
I feel like she's definitely. I'm not putting. I don't think she's gonna. I'm not putting her out of my orbit of like at least Final Four, because they seem like they want to do shit with her, or at least make her look good on the way there to doing some shit with her. This is really hard without 23 other entrants.
There's only 7. Like I at least on the Raw side, we got 15 people
roster on this goddamn show. We might have to predict people who gonna be in this damn match.
We might have to predict people who aren't even on the card, who aren't even on the show.
Hey man, okay, so what you got? Alba Fire.
No God, no. Well, okay. Let's whittle it down to this. Right? What show do you think is going to get the winner this year? Last year, who won this shit last year?
Who won this shit? Ronda
won last year. Ronda won last year.
Ronda won last year.
I was SmackDown. Well, she ended up being on SmackDown. She was a free agent. So ended up let's just technically say, even though Ronda was undrafted, it was SmackDown that won last year. So they got the title match. Okay. So if it was to be Raw, you got Mi Chin.
Yo, why you did that? I didn't even say a joke.
Sorry.
Just laughing.
My bad. My bad, y'all. I didn't mean to laugh at that. But I don't know, man. I feel like
is Becky and or Bayley in this?
They have to be, but they're not declared, but they could be in it and they just haven't declared yet. They don't all have to be declared. You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't. But it would be nice to declare at least half the field.
But you got to remember, you got to leave some juice there for Elimination Chamber on the other side. And that's what makes it kind of more interesting. Like, will the title be announced? Will the title be in defense there? Or will it be for the shot? You know?
Hopefully Doudrop can show up. That would be nice.
That'd be great. I think Naomi will be a surprise. Obviously, I think from NXT, Roxanne will probably be there.
Roxanne.
She seems to be a lock. Maybe Tiffany Stratton will probably be there. She seems to be a lock.
Indy Hartwell, one of the prospects from NXT.
I don't know about Indy, but Possibly she could be there.
Hey man,
Mako Satomura could be there. She hasn't popped up in a minute. She could be
hey
on
man,
the start. That's a long run for her, bro. So she might
hey
have to.
man, hey
Brisk,
man. Tell her hop on the plane with Kyrie because Kyrie gonna be there too. Tell
you think
Kyrie
so?
to stay. I feel like Kyrie saying she'll pull up.
She didn't
But
leave
at
on
least
bad.
one of these people in that match got to show up.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I'm gonna say it right now, man. I feel like Rhea Ripley will win this, and I feel like SmackDown will get the chamber.
I feel like Rhea Ripley is gonna win this just because it seems like that match was put on ice on purpose. Like it was clearly supposed to happen months ago. They did the little thing backstage where it's like, I haven't forgot that I was supposed to beat you. Um, so I think she's definitely, you know, she's definitely the front runner if I had to say anything. Unless Ronda wins again. I think they're keeping Ronda away from the belt. I think she's wants to be away from the belt on purpose.
Yeah, she don't want to be. She don't want to be with the belt, and I feel like you keep her off TV and have her come back. And the thing is, the Damage Control still got them goddamn belts, and they're heels too. And you still want Rhea, you still want Ronda and Shayna to be heels, and they don't want to be cheered. Clearly, she don't want to be a baby face anymore either. So
Right.
they got to get them titles off them girls. Oh, I mean, clearly EO and Dakota will probably be in the Royal Rumble. Let's be
Yeah,
clear.
more than likely. Yeah.
We can fill in the blanks on a lot of this shit. To be honest with you, like a lot of people that we see on TV are probably going to be on there with some surprises. But to me, Rhea seems like the safest bet right now.
If you had a blast from the past pick, someone who hasn't been seen on WWE, maybe your favorite diva or favorite women's wrestler that you'd love to see in this match, who would it be?
Jazz.
Ooh,
I used to have a
Jazz would
crush.
be tough.
I used to have a crush on Jazz. I don't know why.
You're fucking lying.
Swear to God. Back when she had the long hair, she
Okay.
looks like a Gangsta Boo to me back in the day. R.I.P. to Gangsta Boo. I had his biggest crush on Gangsta Boo back in the day.
I love that. I love that. Jazz would be tough. I think Jazz needs to be. Her run has been largely ignored by WWE, especially during the final breath of her like career. And I think it would be nice to have her featured in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Um,
Ice Spice should win.
Ice Spice. Listen, how did they miss out on Bikini Bottom not being the theme for Royal Rumble? If the Rumble not lit,
How could I win if I'm? How could I lose if I'm already chose?
hey, come on. If the Rumble not lit, then why would I go? Come on.
Should I go? That's ad.
Uh,
Why should I go? Oh damn.
Great EP.
Men's Royal Rumble. Already declared Santos Escobar, Ricochet, Kofi Kingston. Was Ricochet the only person that had to fucking qualify to get in this match?
Nah, I think what's his face? Bronson Reed had to beat fucking. Actually, I don't even know if he needed to
No.
beat him.
Oh, it was
I think
only for consideration for Tozawa. It wasn't to see who was going to get in the match.
Let me see. Ricochet, but Bobby, the Baron. Yeah, he's the only one who had a deep. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Plans must have changed. Austin Theory, Seth freaking Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, Rey Mysterio, Gunta, Cody Rhodes, Omos, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Karrion Kross. On paper, y'all, this could be one of the best men's rumbles since like 2019.
I would hope so. I mean,
Which
nah,
one? No, well, the one Nakamura won.
2020? Oh, 2018.
Yeah, 2018. The one Nakamura won was my favorite.
2018 was
Is my
pretty
favorite.
good.
2019. 2019 was
No,
Seth, right?
yeah. Wait, actually, 2020 was pretty good. That was the last one with fans.
Oh yeah, Drew won that one.
Drew won that one, so 2020 was pretty good. I can't vouch for the one with no fans, and and the one from last year where Shane McMahon fucked it up.
I feel like this got the potential to be better than those.
I agree.
Just with the talent in there. Seth's hot, Ricochet's hot, Santos' first Rumble match.
Oh my god! Imagine if Randy Orton comes back in this match.
Oh my god!
Yo, he could win. He's probably not, but
so I feel like my questions are this: before we talk about who's gonna win,
mm-hmm.
who's number one? Do you do Cody number one? and you just start the bullshit? Because if he's number one, I'm like, yup.
No, we
Start the
just
clock.
did. While no one else remembers this, we just did a person from number one winning it.
Was it Edge?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Edge. Yeah.
While no one remembers it. Hey,
Fuck that nigga, man.
don't say that. Number one, I think, is gonna be
Seth.
probably Seth. And then number two is probably Cody. Yeah,
It's
maybe.
got to be a poppin' nigga at number one. You got to pop it all. You got to have a poppin' dude at number one. Straight up.
Jay White.
That'd be crazy. Okay, who do you think from NXT?
Okay.
Because Braun wasn't in it last year, so I think Braun to me is a shoe in for this year. Melo,
Did we even have a NXT person last year?
no.
They might be like, yo, fuck them niggas.
But to be clear, Meelz, they were not ready at that point to be at that, because 2.0 had just started.
Very true.
2.0 had just started. I think Braun is a little bit more ready now than he was last year to do that.
But we had two celebrities in the Royal Rumble last year. Johnny
Right.
Knoxville and Bad Bunny. Could Bad Bunny return? Hey,
He could.
a little game, a little WWE 2K23. NXT, I could see. Good lord, I'm trying to picture Michael Cole's voice right now. That's something from NXT.
Melo is a shoe in.
Yeah, probably.
I just don't know if you put Grayson Waller in that same match unless you're really trying to build Vengeance Day real good.
Give me Andre Chase, baby. Come on, I'm trying to be Chase you in this.
But would anyone know what the Chase you should stick is? He would do that stomp and it would get complete and utter silence.
This is the lack of benefit of not having NXT takeovers on the same weekend as Royal Rumble.
That is true.
We need to bring that energy back. But now, because Royal Rumble is on fucking Saturday, it's a little bit different.
Lashley could be number one to me. He wants to get he wants to go through everyone to get the Brock.
I'm tired of Lashley being. I'm
Wow.
tired of Lashley right now. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not impressed.
You know what they gonna call you. You know what all the other podcasts gonna call you for that.
Real.
Okay, so who's gonna be number one? We've answered that. Who from NXT? Who is the final four?
Cody.
Mm-hmm. Seth. Gotta do it.
I'm gonna pick Randy Orton.
Okay, that's three.
And then
you gotta have because there's no Roman in this year, so you have to have the reasonable doubt pick, and I think that would probably be Drew McIntyre because he's won it before.
Watch her be Edge or something.
I think Drew is pretty much to me a solid shoe in for a top four entry because there is reasonable plausibility that he could win the match again. I think, even though we don't think he could.
I feel like Solo will probably eliminate his ass.
That's fair too.
Solo will be like, nah, fuck out of here.
And you just brought up a really good point of this whole thing. There's a lot more story in this match than there was last year. And
Absolutely.
That's why I think it could be really good. There's a lot more at play. Gunther is in this match, by the way. He could be top four. He could be top four. Realistically. I just don't know how you would settle the Bobby Lashley beef and then start the beef with Gunther. If that's where they're gonna go. Because I just don't see Bobby and Brock as a Mania level match right now.
Why is Vince McMahon still on the Superstars page?
Because he's a superstar. Superstar of nastiness.
Yo, all right. How about this? This is what I pitched. I remember I pitched it on Black Wrestling. I'll be in their chat. They got a good show on Thursdays. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I said, what if the Great Muta enters the Royal Rumble?
Oh wow, that'd be nice.
I think it would be great. Like, we gave you Shinsuke, you give us Muta. Michael Cole gets to go off on the shtick. Great Muta was a wrestler, 60 years in the business. I don't know. I guess it's fun trying to do that. It's not as fun as picking the winner because I'm pretty sure we both got Cody.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to do the winner. But the thing is that what if they don't do Cody? Have we thought about that? If they don't do Cody, I just feel like my thing is this, right? If you don't do Cody, then what the fuck are you doing? Like, don't give us a protracted bunch of twists and turns type thing. Give us
Right.
Cody straight up, get him in Roman's face as soon as possible, and get him out there so that people are not lingering off what would or what could potentially be the Sami Zayn thing that's going to break their hearts. You got to get them. You got to get them to move on after this. You know what I mean? They have to change direction and change course. My only question, Meelz, is if Cody's the one to do it, he throws out Seth. He needs something to do in February because they got to sell that Elimination Chamber show out. So you got to have Cody on that show. Do you do Seth and Cody again? Is my
I
question.
would hope the fuck not.
But without the Royal Rumble winner thing attached to it, like it's not at stake. It's just Seth having to beat Cody to show he can do it because he's
Cody versus LA Knight.
he's not on. Well, that's my thing is that Cody doesn't have to change shows. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Roman is just going to be on Raw more. That's all.
I don't know. Cody versus Solo. Cody versus somebody. I
can
don't
see
know.
Cody beating Solo.
I could see him being Solo.
Cody beating Solo. But why would Cody give Solo like this grand, oh my God, greatest match ever when he's going to have to do that again with Roman in April? Because there's a lot of time. And that's the thing is that, like, yes, we could do Cody and have him go head up on Roman and, you know, face to face, but you still got March and they don't have nothing planned for March. So you're probably going to have to do the twists and turns with Cody and him not win this.
They probably got some shit planned. I don't know. They probably got some shit planned. I would like to think they got some shit planned for March. I don't know, but I think overall this Rumble is going to be fantastic. Barring anything that creates some sort of like disdain. I mean, we're in the Triple H booking era. This isn't some. I don't think we're gonna get any funky shit. To be honest with you,
We're going to get
nothing is going to be bad.
we're going to get funky shit because he loves to do funky shit. Because we saw that with Raquel and Aaliyah winning the tag titles. I don't think anyone remembers that, but he does funky shit sometimes just to throw us off. It's just that, like, will the funky shit piss people
This
off?
is the Rumble. Nah, this is the Rumble. Like, this is a Royal Rumble. Like, it leads to WrestleMania, which is like the biggest event. This is like Nick Khan is like, nah, don't fuck this up.
I don't know, man. Because if you don't do Cody, you got to do Seth two-time Rumble winner. Straight up, it's simple and clean. Those are the only two people. Those are the only Meelz. Those are the only two people to me.
I feel like we getting fucking.
Because if Seth ain't going to be on Mania, I don't know where he goes at Mania.
I don't even, bro. I'm not picking no fucking Seth. It's Cody.
But I mean, but I'm saying, like, what if it's not him? Then where would he go? This can't be Gunther because it's. I don't know.
I'm not picking anybody else. It's Cody.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna love it if Cody wins. I'm gonna love it every second of it. I'm gonna love it, right? Because it's a good story. Now they have more heat to the story because he had to get injured and he came back. I'm with it.
Come on.
So the road to Mania is starting this weekend. This is to me the most exciting stretch for this show, for the community, for the industry. It's exciting. It's going to be a lot of arguments, Meelz, in the next couple of weeks as we figure out how this shit makes sense. I'm ready for it. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
It all begins again, starting
Amen.
Saturday. But
How
also,
can we lose if we already chose? You know what I'm saying?
like, you know what I mean?
Royal Rumble like is the title of this episode.
I had it at girl fight.
One or the we'll figure it out. We'll do one and then the other. Maybe. Go ahead.
Can't do both. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to the A Show. That was Meelz. I'm Justin. Of course, please enter the Royal Rumble pool. Follow us on Instagram at the A Show RNC to enter or find out how to enter the Royal Rumble pool. I'm hoping we get a lot of entries. These are always exciting. But please hurry up and do it because, yeah, those numbers fill up pretty fast. And thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you guys next week with all of the aftermath of the Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot to talk about, Meelz, and I can't wait to hear it. So for Meelz, I'm Justin. Thank you guys for listening to the A Show, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.